Hey everybody. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of talk about just where I'm at and stuff like that. So this month we're just all talking about like parenting, emotional modeling, and like just basically what I'm just learning on this journey as being like a 26-year-old. Just being very intentional about things that I do in this season. I just want to share that when you are walking into your calling and you walking into your divine purpose, when you walk into your calling and you walking on divine purpose for you, it's gonna be lonely because it's for you. Like God gave you orders to do for you to glorify the Lord. Okay? And we gotta recognize just because God placed vision into you does not mean that everybody and their mama gonna understand clearly on what you're trying to do or what you will be doing. Okay, that's something I had to learn because I recently had like my graduation party, right? I was so excited to share my research and just really share like what I'm doing. Half the time the reactions I got was kind of like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was more just like, okay, like, but it just had me like clear understanding, like, that's okay. People came to support me and people have their different ways of supporting me, and that is okay. Everybody don't have to just understand, what I'm doing 100%, but we have to understand that people support people differently, and that's okay. And then you have to understand that everybody is not going to connect to your purpose the same way than you do. Okay, because like during the graduation party, like my get together, like I am getting a gift from someone that was very meaningful, and it was a huge gift. I ain't gonna say what it was, but it was a very meaningful, huge gift that I did not expect at all. And it was the same person that kind of looked at my research and what I was talking about kind of like sideways. And then when they did have that reaction, it did have me feel like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I talking about right now? But then that gift or that intentional just offer, that intentional offer just really had me just realize like, wow, people just can't just support differently. And that gift that was given to me, it was huge. And that just shows like people just support differently. We have to be in a place to stop measuring someone's support with like how they can fully like understand what you're doing. Like just because someone doesn't understand fully what you're doing do not mean that they not supporting you or they don't love you. Like people just have their ways of seeing what you're doing, and sometimes they just want to just support you because you. And something else that I'm starting to recognize is that I have to start rushing the process when it comes to me building the legacy that I want to build for myself. And, I was really planning to go straight to my MSW program right after my BSW program, but I told myself that I need to slow all the way down because I need to catch up what I already learned. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just be in a place and position to be like, okay, I'm going straight to my MSW program just to say I got the title of MSW. Like that's unfair to me. That's unfair to future clients. That's just unfair altogether because I'm not, presenting myself of where I'm at in life, and that can create like burnout for myself. I had to ask myself, like, what am I really rushing for? Because, like, a lot of times people be like, oh, get your MSW right after you get your BSW because, the job market, job opportunities are really, like, low and stuff like that. And then I had to remind myself, I was never chasing a job from the jump. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm qualified. And then, I mean, what? Quality over quantity, right? So I'm just saying somebody that sees me and with my work ethics, they're gonna hire me. Or, you know what I'm saying, I'm on my mission to build my own center and how I'm gonna operate it. So I'm not depending on somebody to hire me. Like I'm dependent on my work ethics, and the community gonna see what I do anyways. I don't have to do too much about that. Then just because I paused school doesn't mean like I'm less than a social worker or I'm less than a community advocate or something like that. Like, I'm still Sydney, regardless if I pause school or not. Like, my heart is still in it. This is literally is who I am. I live, breathe it all day long. So it's like it can't be taken away from me, regardless if I have the paper or not. Understand, I am still educated. I'm still growing. I'm still becoming, and I know I'm taking the route to really take ownership of my life. And then when I take ownership of my own life and build the foundation of my own life, I know for a fact I'm able to help a lot of people because I'm helping people through my own experience. What I want you to take from this is that you can build intentionally and you can build slowly while you do what you need to do. And another thing I really want people to recognize for those individuals that know they have a large heart for people is that you have to make sure that you're building a foundation within yourself and making sure that you have a foundation with your loved ones, aka your personal family, especially if you're married, you have a baby, or you have someone that you just really care so much that you want to live forever with. Make sure that you be very intentional taking that time to build that foundation within yourself and your foundation with your family before you go jump into like, oh, I want to help the whole wide world. Like, that's not logical. Like, you have to make sure that you are set, your family is set, and then you can take that approach to start doing the work and focus work in the community. That's why I say, like, slow down. Like, you don't have to be rushing everything. Like, life is gonna keep going. Life's still gonna do. Life is unpredictable, and there's no point in putting yourself in a position at in a state of burnout or confusion or just stretched thin because you are not limiting your capacity with all you have. One thing I want to really talk about is really being intentional about when you have these negative emotions or imposter syndrome thoughts. Make sure you do the opposite of whatever that negativity goes on in your mind. Because, like, for example, when I woke up, I started feeling imposter syndrome. I started feeling insecure. You know what I did? I took myself to the gym and walked on a treadmill for 15 minutes. It may have been only 15 minutes, but that made me feel better. Like, okay, I'm insecure about what I got going on, but instead of, like, laying back down, doom scrolling on my phone after I took my baby to school or something like that, I went to the gym. I walked on that treadmill, went to the library, and got a lot of my homework and stuff set because I don't want to live in a state of a mindset that's not part of me anymore. So I move intentionally on what I need to do. Even though it's not huge, and even though I need to do an hour or 2 hours, whatever, just being intentional in them short 15 minutes really changed my whole mindset. 15 minutes really changed my whole mindset. When you start having these negative thoughts, do the opposite. You feeling insecure? Go work out. You feeling disconnected? Pray. You feeling lazy? Move that body. Feeling doubtful? Remind yourself who you is. Sometimes you may have to sit in the mirror and be like, first of all, you that girl. How did you forget? And be intentional with the relationship within yourself. So just to close with and just about what I'm learning in this time is that I'm learning to trust my timing. I'm learning to start rushing. I'm learning that purpose takes patience. Like, you do not have to conquer the whole world in a day. Like, just take your time. It is okay to say no to all the opportunities that are going to come your way. It is okay to take a break. If the Spirit is going to lead you and you're going to let God lead you, let God lead you, okay? I'm really truthfully learning that support comes in different layers. Do not always assume that your support has to be, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing. Oh my God. Like, no one has to be like that. I had a bad habit of really putting people in boxes and labels of how they support me based on how they're showing up. Like, people are people, human are human, and they just may not get it how the way you get it because it's for you. Most importantly, I want to leave you with is slowing down is not you failing. Like slowing down is not you failing. Like, you are not failing because you're slowing the heck down. You are taking care of yourself. You're being very intentional. And that is how you need to see it. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me talk, because this is what I'm going to do every week. God bless you, and I hope you have a good day.